All right, well, good evening, and thank you everyone for joining us tonight for our first public meeting for Casey Water upgrades on the Plaza water main replacement project. We really appreciate your patience as we work through this. We know that this isn't the typical method for public meetings, but it has become our new norm at this time, and we appreciate your patience in working through this with us, and we're excited to tell you about our project. My name is Shelby Ferguson, and I will be leading the public engagement effort for this project. We've been working closely with Casey Water and Leith & Sons to ensure we have a streamlined engagement process and members of the public are up to date and know of the important improvements that are going on in their area. We have many individuals who are part of this project, but there's too many of them to put on the screen and introduce this evening. So with that, I'm just going to introduce those that will be presenting this evening. And so here on your slide, we have Melanie Jolette, who is the Water Distribution Division Manager for Casey Water, Terry Thomas, who's a project manager for the upgrades on the Plaza project, and Dave Oshel with Leith & Sons, who is our project contractor. And then myself, like I said, Shelby Ferguson with Shockey Consulting, and I'll be leading the engagement effort on this. So before we get started this evening, I just want to run through a few technical tips and tricks just for if you haven't been on Zoom before. So we just ask that you remain muted throughout the presentation portion of the meeting, as this helps us reduce noise and interference for the rest of the participants. If you have any technical issues during the meeting or questions along the way, we please ask that you use the chat function, and someone from our team will be happy to assist you. The mute portion of that can be found in the left hand lower corner of your Zoom taskbar, and then also that chat function is over there on the right hand side of the bottom of your screen. And then so if you're joining us by phone, you will be able to hear the audio portion of this. You just won't be able to see the visuals that we're showing, but we will be posting this to the website later, so you can check back on that. If you are visiting or joining us by phone, that mute function can be used by *6. That will mute and unmute yourself. And then if you want to raise your hand, just press *9. That will allow us on our end to see that you have a question, and we can call on you from there. So this meeting is being recorded, and it will be posted later to the Kansas City or the KCwater.org website after conclusion. If you do still have questions after the meeting, please feel free to contact the project manager, and that contact information will be provided at the end of this presentation. So with that, I will hand it over to Melanie, and she will give you an overview of Casey Water.
Perfect. Thank you, Shelby. I also know we have Terry Leeds, our director for Casey Water, on the call as well. Terry, did you have any opening remarks or anything that you wanted to mention this evening? Okay. My guess is maybe, Terry, you might be muted. I can't, let's see.
Sorry about that. I was muted. My bad. I'm Terry Leeds. Just welcome everyone. Looking forward to the conversation tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Terry. So like Shelby said, I'm Melanie Jolette, the Water Distribution Division Head here for Kansas City Water. And I work closely with Terry Thomas, our project manager, on the water main replacement program. So I just am going to give really high level background on Kansas City Water, who we are, and then kind of go into a little high level of our water main replacement program. And then I'll turn it over to Terry Thomas, our project manager, and to Dave with Leith & Sons to kind of go into project specifics. So the first thing, so Kansas City Water, we do provide potable water and wastewater services, as well as stormwater services to the Kansas City metro area. So not just the Kansas City proper, but also we have several large wholesale customers as well that we provide services to. The source of water that we receive our water, the main source is the Missouri River. This is just a picture of the Missouri River to kind of show where we're getting our water. Next one, Shelby. Maybe, next slide, there we go. Yeah, so as I mentioned, we are a 3 utility service provider. So we provide water services, wastewater service, and stormwater services. So obviously potable water for you to drink, and then wastewater collection and treatment as well as stormwater collection. You probably have seen inlets in the stormwater sewers throughout the city. So those are the 3 main utilities and services that we provide to the city. Next one slide, Shelby. Basically, this is just to summarize our assets to kind of show the size of these 3 utilities. On the water side, we do have 1 treatment plant. Like I said, our main source of water is from the Missouri River. We have 18 pump stations and 2,800 miles of water main distribution system piping throughout the city. It includes 35,000 valves and 23,000 fire hydrants. So that's really our potable water distribution system. Oh, sorry, Shelby, there we go. We do have 6 wastewater treatment plants where we do treat our wastewater. Our collection system includes 39 pump stations, also 2,800 miles of sewer main and 67,000 manholes throughout the city. We also have 630 miles of storm sewer pipe throughout the city, 53,000 inlets, 15 stormwater pump stations, and 13.5 miles of levee throughout the city. So we are a relatively large service provider. Our system is pretty large on all 3 assets. Next one, Shelby. So just a quick overview of our water main replacement program. We are in our 7th year of our water main replacement program. And basically, as I mentioned, we have 2,800 miles of drinking water infrastructure. And some of our pipes date back to the 1800s. In fact, I was just looking at one today that was, I think, installed. Our records indicate 1881. So we do have some relatively old pipes in the system. Aging infrastructure is a nationwide challenge. So we're not the only utility dealing with aging infrastructure and seeing breaks and issues with our infrastructure. And so, like I said, 7 years ago, we developed this water main replacement program, and the goal is to replace 1% of our infrastructure every year. And that equates to 28 miles every year. Since the start of the program, we've replaced more than 200 miles. So this past summer, we installed our 200th mile. So that was a pretty big feat for us in this program. Next one, Shelby. Oh, there we go. Thank you. So really what we do is we have a pretty state-of-the-art risk analysis program that we use to evaluate our distribution system. And so what we're looking at is we're looking at the consequence and the likelihood of failure within our distribution system of each segment of pipe that we have. Every year we run this risk analysis, and the pipes that are identified as highest risk, we establish 28 miles of our highest risk pipe every year, and those are what are added to the program to be replaced in the upcoming year. So we design all of our new pipes to be zinc coated ductile iron pipe. These pipes have 100-year design life. So the idea is 100 years for this program, we should touch every pipe, and then at the end of the design life in 100 years, we'll be able to start over evaluating existing ductile iron pipe in our system. This plan, the impact of our water replacement program will reduce service interruptions due to breaks. It's going to reduce costs because we're not going to have to be having a lot of maintenance on these pipes that we're replacing. And the goal is also to increase capacity and fire protection. So we are replacing a lot of our small diameter mains with 8-inch minimum mains. If it's a cul-de-sac, sometimes we do a 6-inch main, but by having 6-inch and 8-inch mains as our minimum pipe diameter, we are increasing fire capacity throughout the city as well. Next one, Shelby. All right, so that's just a quick overview of our water main replacement program. And I'm going to turn it over to Terry Thomas, our project manager for this specific project. Terry?
Okay, officially unmuted. All right, good evening. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Again, I am Terry Thomas. I have the privilege of being the project manager for this wonderful project. So kind of what we're doing, I'll give a quick overview of the entire project and then get into why we're meeting today. So we've decided to do a design build style project, which goes a little bit away from what we traditionally do with design bid build, which are separate processes. So we're combining it all in one for this particular project. I think this is very key for an area like this because we can get things done faster. If you spent any time on the plaza in the last couple of years, you've probably seen a break or two or three. So it's our job to come in and make sure that we get that reliability for our customers and make sure that our mains stay in service as long as possible so that you can keep getting the best water that the nation has to offer, because KC Water has the best. Don't let anyone tell you different. So here you see State Line Road, which will be phase 1 of the project. So we will be constructing from West 51st Street on down to West 55th Street to the south. We'll be installing an all new main. One of the features of this main is that we will be crossing under Brush Creek. You can see the water there on the map. I'm not in control of the mouse, but you can see the crossing there. Thank you, Shelby. And that's probably one of the neater things because we don't cross under our rivers and creeks all the time. We have a lot of residential. So when we do things like this under railroads, under creeks, under rivers, it's kind of exciting for the engineer and me to get that pipe installed. So we do get to put in, next slide, Shelby. We do get to put in new water main in other areas as well. This here you see is just south of Brush Creek, and we have a main being installed on Ward Parkway as well as West 49th Street as a part of this project. This will be phased in just after State Line Road. And then following that, we'll finally get to the meat and potatoes, okay? So the plaza as a whole is an area that we chose to do as a design build because of the speed in which we can attack our issues. A lot of times you'll see in our projects that we may go to one neighborhood here and there, and that'll be a totality of one project. But the benefit of doing it this way is that we can go in one time and then not have to come back. So, I mean, everything's covered right here. Every street from West 46th Street to the north down to Ward Parkway to the south and over to Jefferson Street to the west to Mill Street Parkway to the east. So it will be a lot of construction. You just have to bear with us on this. We feel like that the scope of this project is exactly what we need here, especially with all the improvements that are going on down in the plaza area. We want to get in and not make the quality of life for everyone better is kind of our goal. So the quicker, the better. I'm going to turn over a little bit after this to Dave. He's going to cover kind of how they're going to phase in everything. Dave with Leith & Sons. I'm sorry, we didn't properly introduce him.
That's all right.
And he's going to he's going to get into how they're going to do things on this project. Dave, take it away.
All right, thanks, Terry. Yeah, we're real excited to be working on this project with KC Water Services and our team to do this project down the plaza and in the state line portion of this. Like Terry said, the first phase of this is going to be on State Line Road. The northern boundaries is 51st Street down to West 55th Street. We're roughly going to be installing 4,300 linear feet of water main on this portion of our project. The main line that we're putting in there is going to be a 12-inch water main that runs north and south the entire length. And then we will have some 8-inch lines spurring off of that to tie in some other water mains. Another one of the features that we're going to be putting in with these new water mains is we're going to have all new valves and fire hydrants running down the entire length of the corridor. So that's going to be nice to have valves that work and fire hydrants that will be new and easily accessible. So Shelby, on to the next slide. Our anticipated schedule to start phase 1 here on the state line portion from 51st to 55th Street. We're anticipating actually starting construction on February 22nd. A lot of that's going to be weather dependent, but right now our game plan and our goal going forward is to start Monday, February 22nd. This should take from February 22nd up through May on the state line portion. And we will be starting on the southern end of this project on 55th Street, working our way going north to 51st Street. One of the things that we've committed to doing is keeping state line open, at least with 1 lane of traffic. We anticipate on having flaggers out there the whole duration that we're working on state line to help facilitate traffic being able to maneuver through the areas of construction that we have going on. Once we get done with phase 1, then in May, we'll be moving into the Plaza area, the actual heart of the Plaza, and start working on that. And that construction timeline is going to take us from basically May until March of 2022. On to the next slide, Shelby, and I'll let Terry pick it back up here. And thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that. Just want to add a quick note. Leith & Sons has done a lot of work for KC Water, a lot of good work for KC Water. So fully expect this project to go very well. So now that everything will get started, we're here. Leith & Sons is ready to construct what's about to happen. So the first thing that they do is that they do potholing. So potholing is a word that scares people. We're not actually putting potholing in our streets. Potholes in our streets. We know KC roads are a hot topic that people like to discuss. So no, we're not gonna mess up the roads anymore. What it is that they're just doing small digging to find out, okay, where are the gas mains? Where are the stormwater pipes? Where are sewer, fiber, all these things, because we don't want to lay the new water main in any way that would obstruct these other utilities. So once they find everything, they know exactly where they can go. And then they start putting the new pipe in the ground. So the old main will be in service while the new main is going in. And if you're in the area where you have your driveway being affected, like they're crossing your driveway in order to construct the new project, they are there to make sure that you have minimal delays to get in and out of your residence. All you have to do is just notify one of the crew members. They'll put a street plate down, let you go in and out as needed. So once they put all this new main in the ground, now they have to get it connected on one end. And what that means is they're going to do a test on the water, make sure that the pipe is safe. They're going to swab, test the water, and then connect on one end. So during this time, you'll notice, okay, they tore up my street. Where the heck did they go? Well, they have to get those test results back. So it's not like we just left you high and dry, left your roads torn up. We're definitely coming back. We don't want to leave anyone dissatisfied with that. And then once those tests come back and then they pass, then they're putting in the new services. So that means you get the water to your residences, to your businesses, and all those things to the new water main. Meters. I know that on this section, there are a lot of larger commercial meters that are likely already outside. But in the case that there are meters that are inside of businesses and residences, they will be removed and put outside as a part of this work. And that goes for the totality of the project, not just State Line Road. That's something that we're doing. We're putting in the new automated meter reading systems, so it gives you more accurate billing on your usage there. And then when we're finally ready, going to put the new main into service completely. So that means the old water main, it's done with, it's all new pipe. And during this process, the water will be turned off a minimum of 3 times. So the first time will be when we connect the main on the first connection point, which is I mentioned a couple of bullet points ago. So that's a guarantee shut off. They will always notify in advance when your water will be shut off. Shuts are typically 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So that way you will know ahead of time, hey, if I'm planning on doing something, I need to have this done. Second time will be when you're connecting on the other end. And then the third time was be when your service is getting put in. But there is a fourth time that we must mention, that it may happen if the existing water main breaks. That's something that we cannot account for when you're doing construction. Our mains are old. I mean, we have pipes that date back to the 1800s, as Melanie mentioned earlier. So these things are a little bit brittle at this point. So if it breaks, we can't let you know ahead of time, hey, your water's going to be off because it happened and we didn't even know it was going to happen. So you should always prepare for the unforeseen circumstance like that. But we try to keep things to a minimum, and that we can notify you as quickly as possible and ahead of time when we do those things. Now, for restoration, any disturbed areas are restored to standard as you see it today or better. So anything, curbs, sidewalks, the streets, we follow a standard that they have to be done very well. Lawns, we sod lawns. Now, that is our standard, but if it's out of season, like right now it's February, we would not put any sod down right now. But, you know, once the weather breaks, just like you would if you were taking care of your own lawn, you head to Home Depot, you get your seed and everything. We would come out in that same season, put your sod down, and get everything looking beautiful. Next slide. Shelby.
Sorry, I lost my cursor. There you go. Sorry about that.
Okay. So the ugly of construction, right? So we're out there. Dave, if you want to chime in really quickly, I believe you guys start at 7:30 a.m. In the morning. Either way, it's early. So you'll see the large track hose out there. It's going to be noisy. It's going to be dusty. We'll try to keep that as controlled as possible. But, you know, construction causes inconveniences. You know, your daily routine for driving gets interrupted because the lanes of traffic have been reduced. So you have to plan ahead for your commute times. I've already covered your water service interruptions. Dave, I see you popped in here.
You still there?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. My screen just went blank here. So anyway, keep going, Terry. I'm sorry.
Okay. So I've covered your water service interruptions. Again, you will be notified for the planned shuts. Just know that we are here to work with you as the customers to make sure that things go smoothly. We want to make sure that, you know, any issues arise that we're able to solve as quickly as possible. That, you know, just let us know. Communicate with us. If you see something like, hey, why is this going like this? We're more than happy to help, answer questions, and let you know our processes in that manner. Because that's what we're here for, is to provide excellent customer service and Dave, if you did know the construction start times, not day, is it 7 in the morning or 7:30 in the morning?
Yeah, Terry, I mean, typically, you know, we get started at 7 o'clock in the morning. A lot of that's going to be also dictated by Public Works as far as our permits, as far as when they're going to allow us to be out there on the streets. But typically our working hours are from 7 o'clock to 3:30, 5:30 on a daily basis. So.
All right. Thanks, Dave. So yeah, be prepared for that. It is not pretty. Okay. The process is not pretty, but it is really pretty when we're done. It's really pretty when we're out of there. So just be expecting those things while work is being completed.
Okay. And with that, thank you, Terry and Dave, for information on how the project timeline will work and what to expect. Just keeping in mind moving forward, how do we keep you informed and how do we keep you involved? I'll just go over that real quick and then we can go to any questions. What we've done is we've established a project hotline. This hotline is currently active and sits on my desk. So I will be monitoring that every day from 8 to 5. And we will get back to you as promptly as we can. Anything left after 5, I will get to the next day. You can also reach us through a project email that has been designated. That is water.upgrades@gmail.com. I believe, no, actually that's incorrect. That's being updated to kcwater.org. That site or that email is in progress. So if you do go to this website, you will see that is coming soon. So look for that in the coming days. But the phone number there, you can reach me or someone from the project at 816-206-1318. And like I said, that will be monitored from 8 to 5 every day. And this is really a great way for if you have any questions, any concerns about the project, you see something going on outside, or you just really want to know what the next steps are, or anything that you may have a question about, you can reach us through that or that email, and I will respond, or if it's something that I need to get into touch with Terry or Dave, I can then get with them and then get you an answer. So really try to utilize that hotline number or email, and if with any questions, that way we can just make sure that process is streamlined as possible and that we're getting your questions answered and any concerns that you have to KC Water as quickly as possible. You can also take a look at kcwater.us/upgrades on the Plaza and look at the current projects page of that, and you'll see all the information that we've gone over this evening along with this recording will be on there. The images of the maps of the phasing will be on there, so you can really start to kind of look at and piece together what parts of the project are going on at what time. And also, as you'll see here on the right of the screen, that's what that web page looks like. And also you can sign up for a weekly construction update. We just need your contact email, your first and last name, and I will get that information, and I will be sending out weekly construction updates every Friday afternoon. And those updates will be for the upcoming week. So the project team will be providing that information to me. I'll be pushing that out to anyone who signs up for that. So really that is a great core place to really make sure that you're up to date with the project information. And then also usual methods of social media. You could log on to any of the KC Water platforms, either Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, And we'll be posting there periodically updates and information regarding the Plaza or upgrades on the Plaza project. And so with that, that's all we have for this evening. And we'll go to if there are any questions. And also, as mentioned, there's Terry's contact information right there. If you do have any questions for him, you can contact him directly via email or his direct phone number right there. So with that, I'll go to any questions. And it doesn't look like we have any, just a clarification on that email will be, as I said, not Gmail, but it will be at kcmo.org. So with that, I will turn it back over to Melanie or Terry if they have any additional last comments.
One of my favorite questions, I'm surprised it was not asked tonight, and I'm glad Terry Leeds has not hung up. So I know this is being recorded, so someone can come here and find out, hey, usually when we do these projects, one of the first questions is asked is does this project raise my bill since this is my neighborhood? Am I going to pay more money for my water now that you guys are replacing my pipes? And Terry Leeds always has the best response. If you don't mind, Mr. Leeds.
Nothing like getting put on the spot there, Mr. Thomas. But your direct bill will not be impacted by this project. However, we do raise rates from time to time to pay for the program, and those are spread out amongst all of our customers. So no direct cost from this project on your bill.
Thank you, sir. But yeah, I don't have anything to add. She's already given my information for me to be reached, and she's given all the information for the project. So I'm good for me. Melanie, if you got anything.
No, I think I'm good. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Shelby, Terry, Dave, thanks for putting this together. And as we mentioned, yep, just get a hold of Terry or log on to the website if you have additional questions.
Great.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Everyone stay warm, stay safe.
Everybody have a good evening. Talk to y'all later.